Here's what Elon Musk inadvertently disclosed about Lauren Sanchez that sent shockwaves through Silicon Valley. Yet the real revelation wasn't in his words. It was what Jeff Bezos uncovered about his wife's secret relationship just 3 days later. Many believed they already knew this story. Musk's cryptic social media post about Sanchez had already triggered a media storm, fueling endless speculation and leaving Bezos publicly embarrassed. But what unfolded privately at the Bezos estate made those early headlines seem like mere gossip. It all began with a blunt remark that shifted everything. If someone's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go ahead. Go ahead, is that clear? Those words, spoken by Musk during a tense interview, sounded like standard billionaire bravado. Yet moments later, when Musk made an unexpected comment about Lauren Sanchez, Bezos' wife, it stopped being a casual jab. It came across as a revelation, an exposure no one anticipated. What seemed like trolling quickly escalated into chaos. Supporters, critics, and neutral observers all rushed to analyze it. The central question became, what exactly did Musk mean, and why did he choose that moment to reveal it? Meanwhile, Musk doubled down on his defense of free speech. Free speech means nothing unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. And once free speech is lost, it doesn't return, the interviewer pressed further, questioning the reinstatement of controversial figures on Musk's platform. Some users previously banned for spreading conspiracies like QAnon or personalities such as Andrew Tate had been allowed back. Misinformation can be dangerous. It can cause real harm, the interviewer argued. Musk cut in sharply. My point is, the BBC itself has published things that turned out to be false. Would you agree with that? After a pause, the interviewer conceded, I'm quite sure the BBC has said things in the past that weren't true. But few realize that this exchange of words was only the beginning. The billionaire tech giant was notorious for his cryptic remarks, often alluding to hidden deals and quiet understandings within the elite circles of extreme wealth. Yet, this moment was different. The disclosure carried far more significance. It wasn't the usual whispers of financial games or industry maneuvering. This time, it struck at something deeply personal: Jeff Bezos' private life. What shocked people even more was the timing and delivery. It hinted at an unsettling truth. The boundaries between influence, fortune, and private relationships among these figures were far more fragile than most assumed. And the trigger? An unexpected source. Paparazzi snapshots that appeared almost too polished to be accidental. This is their yacht in Cannes, one observer remarked, scrolling through the images flooding social platforms. Yeah, this looks staged, came the immediate reply. They live like the cameras don't even matter. She's sunbathing, on the phone, knowing that every harbor they dock at is swarming with photographers. Of course, some pointed out, she could easily vacation anonymously on a regular cruise line. But instead, the choice was the world's most extravagant yacht. It wasn't by chance. It felt orchestrated, an act for the public eye. Within minutes, the question echoed online. Was everything about them carefully arranged? Then, the story took another turn. Paparazzi began capturing odd scenes near Musk's mansion in Austin. At first, it was little more than grainy pictures of a luxury car in his garage. But soon, someone recognized the license plate. It belonged to Lauren Sanchez's beloved Tesla Model S Plaid, the very one Bezos gifted her for her birthday. What's Bezos' wife's car doing parked at Musk's place? Users demanded across social media. Almost instantly, Musk's cryptic online post ignited like wildfire. In moments, it spread across every major and minor platform with unstoppable momentum. What had started as a vague remark quickly escalated into a viral frenzy, pulling millions into the discussion. Comments surged non-stop. Hashtags trended at lightning speed. Online forums burned with debates. And people didn't just respond, they became consumed by it. They began analyzing every word, every pause, every mark of punctuation, extracting hidden meanings and stitching them together to uncover what Musk truly intended. Speculation spread quickly. Some argued it was a carefully planned tactic, while others believed it came from personal resentment. The two views collided, flooding the online space with restless curiosity. By the second day, the first photos appeared. Grainy shots from afar showed a woman leaving the front gate of Musk's residence early in the morning. The figure's outline was strikingly familiar: slender frame, distinctive stride, and long dark hair. When journalists enlarged the image and compared it with public photos of Lauren Sanchez, the resemblance was undeniable. "That's her," people commented. Lauren Sanchez spotted leaving Musk's house at 6 a.m. Soon, the hashtag #YourLaurenAdelons surged, with thousands of reposts every minute. Users dissected every detail: the shade of her clothing, the angle of the light, even the shape of her shadow. Then, Musk himself intensified the speculation. "If someone wants to pressure me with advertising or money, let them try," he declared. But this wasn't the usual clash between billionaires. No rocket competitions, no property disputes, no corporate rivalries. His words carried a different weight, hinting at something deeper, something intruding into the private sphere rather than boardroom negotiations. What made it even more unsettling was the possibility that Jeff Bezos, one of the most influential figures in the world, might have no idea. The thought that a man commanding a global empire could remain unaware of events in his own personal life gave the story a far more alarming tone. One observer remarked, "Honestly, I don't know Elon personally. I know the public image, but I also realize you can't truly judge someone by the face they present. You think you know, but you never really do." Looking at the outcomes, however, one fact is clear: Elon Musk must possess remarkable leadership qualities. Achievements like Tesla and SpaceX could not have been built without extraordinary vision and ability. But while much of the world was still focused on Musk, an entirely different story unfolded. Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder long recognized for his measured composure and meticulous control, was suddenly caught in a position no one expected, unprepared and blindsided. For a man who built his reputation on managing every detail of his empire and personal image, the moment struck like a wake-up call. In the days that followed, the photographs grew more revealing. Experienced paparazzi, sensing the magnitude of the story, began constant surveillance. Soon, images surfaced of Lauren and Musk together, by the pool where she, dressed casually, was serving him coffee, on the terrace laughing together under the night sky, and even a short clip showing Musk assisting her as she stepped out of his Cybertruck. The online reaction was immediate. Observers pointed out, she's not just visiting, she's living there. Social media users quickly began building a timeline. Lauren's absence from Bezos' public appearances dated back 3 weeks, precisely when Musk started posting cryptic messages about new discoveries and horizons. The timing was too close to ignore. Reports suggest Bezos learned of the situation not privately, but at the same time as millions of ordinary viewers scrolling online. His most personal truth was exposed before the entire world. According to insiders, Bezos had just returned from a business trip to Japan when his assistant showed him the first photographs on a tablet inside his private jet. His face turned pale instantly, one eyewitness recalled. He didn't say a word, just stared at the images in silence for minutes. Within hours, the story dominated global headlines and spread rapidly across social platforms. The central question emerged. Had Elon Musk revealed a secret relationship with the wife of his greatest rival? Speculation snowballed, with people asking, how long had this been happening? Why did this leave Bezos appearing shaken, furious, and utterly betrayed? The situation played out like a high-stakes drama unfolding in real time, with audiences following every development as if it were episodic. Musk, already known for thriving on unpredictability, had triggered a storm of controversy that spiraled far beyond control, perhaps even by design, and in that moment, the world's attention shifted squarely onto Jeff Bezos. He did not issue a statement. He didn't need to. His reaction alone said more than words ever could. A billionaire was being humiliated in front of a global audience, confronted with the harshest form of betrayal from the person closest to him. Musk's cryptic posts, once dismissed as random, were now seen as calculated signals pointing to a hidden relationship that had been unfolding for months. Lauren Sanchez was no longer just recognized as a prominent media figure and Bezos' partner, but also as someone charting her own path, shaped by personal choices and ambitions. Inevitably, whispers began to spread about where and how it all began. Insiders revealed that the first encounter happened at an AI conference in Silicon Valley roughly 8 months earlier. Lauren had arrived as Bezos' companion, but throughout the evening she was seen in long discussions with Musk about the future of media and technology. Observers said the connection was immediate. An anonymous attendee recalled that Musk was captivated by her intellect and ambition, while she was drawn to his boldness and visionary outlook. Bezos, occupied with business talks, barely noticed that his wife was spending hours with his most prominent competitor. Although Musk never disclosed full details, the wording of his posts and their timing were enough to spark worldwide curiosity. Every tweet was suddenly interpreted as a hidden message. Every photograph of Lauren was scrutinized for clues. His deliberate ambiguity triggered a media storm within hours. Rumors spread rapidly, and major outlets began digging frantically for confirmation of a secret relationship. Audiences online posed urgent questions. Was this genuine affection, or a calculated strike against Bezos? And how long could they keep concealing their involvement? For Bezos, it felt like more than simple betrayal. It struck at both his personal life and his pride. Friends described him as shocked, humiliated, and furious. Not only had Musk become involved with his wife, but Lauren Sanchez, his trusted partner, had been concealing it for months. "This was more than betrayal," said one close family friend. "It was the harshest form of revenge." Musk had not just won over Bezos' wife. He had done so publicly, turning a private matter into a spectacle for the world. The once celebrated power couple, admired for their carefully curated image, suddenly faced immense pressure. The image collapsed overnight. Bezos, long known for keeping calm in Amazon disputes or personal controversies, revealed a side rarely seen: raw emotion with no attempt to disguise it. Insiders described his response in 3 stages. First, disbelief, refusing to accept the photos were real. Then, overwhelming anger once the scale of the situation became clear. And finally, cutting humiliation when he realized billions were witnessing his private pain unfold live. The blow felt sharper because it came from Musk, his fiercest rival not only in business and space exploration, but now in personal life. Their competition had spanned rockets, patents, and public debates, but no one anticipated it would reach this level. Surprisingly, Bezos' anger seemed directed less at Musk and more at Lauren. For him, the deeper wound was her silence and deception. He began to realize she had not only hidden the romance, but had actively started building a future with his competitor, all while relying on his trust and resources. Reports indicate that only hours after Musk's cryptic post went viral, Bezos tried to reach Lauren repeatedly. He allegedly called her more than 20 times, with no response. When she finally answered, the exchange lasted under 2 minutes before she ended the call. Sources close to the couple described it as one of the most tense and emotional conversations of their lives. Bezos, once in control of his narrative, was left pleading for answers from his own wife, while millions followed the updates online. It was devastating. A personal breakdown was unfolding in public view. Officially, Bezos' representatives attempted to dismiss the claims as part of a coordinated campaign to damage his reputation. But as more photographs surfaced, denial became harder to sustain. Each new photograph that surfaced was clearer and more compromising than the last. The consequences were impossible to ignore. According to insiders, Jeff Bezos was not merely angry, he was shattered. He felt crushed by the humiliation and by the knowledge that the most private moments of his life had become global conversation. The image of an unshakable business titan, carefully built over decades, collapsed overnight. Headlines dominated every platform. Bezos loses wife to Musk. The greatest betrayal in billionaire history. Lauren Sanchez chooses Musk over Bezos. Media outlets competed fiercely, offering massive sums for any insider willing to provide exclusive details. What surprised the public most was the real target of Bezos' anger. It was not Elon Musk, despite his role in provoking the scandal, but Lauren Sanchez, the person he had trusted above all else, now at the center of the decade's most sensational controversy. For years, Lauren Sanchez had upheld an image of glamour and stability as the ideal billionaire's spouse. A sharp-witted former news anchor, an experienced media professional, and a daring helicopter pilot, her reputation reflected elegance and sophistication, even with hints of past high-profile romances. But just a handful of paparazzi images were enough to tear down that polished exterior. Beneath the carefully maintained image emerged a woman driven by her own ambitions and desires, unafraid to risk everything for new experiences and opportunities. Reports soon detailed how her connection with Musk evolved. Anonymous sources described secret meetings in Austin cafes, walks along quiet Texas roads, and private dinners in secluded restaurants. They didn't just fall in love, one insider explained. They discovered in each other what had been missing in their previous lives. For Musk, often portrayed as a solitary visionary surrounded by technology and ambition, Lauren offered warmth and understanding. For her, accustomed to years in Bezos's shadow, Musk provided equal partnership and recognition of her individual strengths. The most startling revelations concerned the measures they took to conceal the relationship. Lauren created elaborate excuses about work projects and filming commitments to explain her absences. Musk reportedly bought her a separate phone so they could speak without leaving traces. It was like a spy operation, joked commentators online. Every move, every alibi was carefully calculated. All the while, Bezos remained unaware that his wife was living a double life right beside him. Newsrooms quickly mobilized. Reporters uncovered incidental photos of Lauren near SpaceX offices, sightings at Musk's rocket presentations, even shared flights on his private jet. The deeper they investigated, the clearer it became. This was not a passing affair. Lauren and Musk were building a serious relationship with concrete plans for the future. They had even discussed going public once Lauren's divorce was finalized. Meanwhile, social media turned into a battleground of opinion. Public reaction split into sharply divided camps. Public opinion quickly divided. One side defended Lauren's right to pursue happiness. Another condemned her for disloyalty. A third simply treated it as entertainment, flooding the internet with memes about the world's most expensive love story. After the first revelations, Musk no longer held back. He began posting openly romantic messages. Love knows no bounds. Life is too short not to follow your heart. Each post went viral, collecting millions of likes within minutes. Meanwhile, paparazzi intensified their efforts. New images appeared almost daily. Musk and Lauren embracing on the balcony of his mansion, her wearing his shirt while making breakfast, the two of them working side by side in his home office on SpaceX projects. The fallout extended beyond Bezos's personal life. His credibility as a business leader came under scrutiny. Amazon shares dropped 3% on the first day, and investors began questioning the stability of a company led by a CEO facing such a public scandal. International outlets revealed that Lauren's so-called business trips had in fact been dates with Musk, private dinners, concert outings, even a romantic getaway to New Zealand disguised as work. Perhaps the most painful revelation came from family photographs on social media. Some of the cheerful images had been taken on days when Lauren was secretly with Musk. She would return from those evenings and pose for the camera as if everything were normal. 3 days after the photographs spread worldwide, Bezos made a final effort. He flew to Austin and appeared outside Musk's residence at 6 in the morning, pleading with Lauren to return. She listened quietly for 20 minutes, one hand resting on the gate, then turned and walked back inside. That same day, Musk tweeted, "Sometimes love conquers all." By the following morning, Lauren's attorneys confirmed divorce proceedings had begun. while Musk's representatives announced that the two were developing a serious relationship with intentions for a shared future. What started as a cryptic message from Musk had evolved into the most publicized love triangle in billionaire history,